It away.
Hi, I'm Hal. I've been running Return to Dreamland for around half a year now.
I'm a hybrid. I'm a also return to Dreamland runner.
And I am Magic Man, a newcomer to Return to Dreamland.
We're going to be kicking off with the incentive of the arena mode to start off. I'll have them explain kind of how this goes.
So Arena is a boss rush. Of all the bosses, it'll be a random order until the final three bosses. And this is actually a four-player, because this is going to be a four-player speedrun, yeah, of Return to Dreamland any percent. So you're going to see this boss strat essentially be used where you all stack on top of each other and shield, and it creates an actual projectile that shoots out that gets stronger the more characters are on top.
So this boss order is random, and it'll be showcasing mainly like all of the main bosses of this game. So I guess it's more of like a sneak peek of what's to come.
Spoiler warning.
Sorry.
One of the reasons we still grab Wing, even though you do the boss rush strat, is just for a little bit of movement between the boss lobbies, so to speak. Some of the ones like Grand Doomer, the World 5 boss, is you have to go down this long hallway first, so you might as well grab an ability that allows you to get through that section a little bit faster. You need to be careful of these strats, because if you get the Kirby's knocked off when you are not shielding, you'll need to restack, which is a little bit annoying. Keep in mind you have 4 Wiimotes. It's a little bit tricky to do this efficiently if things kind of go wrong. And yeah, on top of all the regular bosses, all the mini boss fights, plus these Doomer fights, which you only really see in 100% of speedruns.
Wow. I didn't know he could go that fast. Nice double kill.
The the bosses have slightly less HP than they do in the regular game runs, so the actual boss strats can vary a little bit to what their equivalents would be in an actual run.
Garbage. Oh, also to mention, I am playing on French text of this game. This is just a little bit of extra time save in the main mode with some text. And all the bosses have funny names. Oh, psh, okay.
Thankfully, that was the last boss, so
Yeah.
once you KO the boss, this is the Grand Doomer fight with the long hallway. Uh, Once you KO the last boss, the timer actually pauses. One interesting thing is that Hal's playing on Wii U, and I believe this is Wii U. Is this Wii U digital or physical,
This is
actually?
digital.
Okay, so this saves about 10 to 15 seconds over Wii console runs, just a slightly faster load times. Although that wouldn't actually matter for arena runs, because again, it's based on the in-game timer. But yeah, like Hal said, there's like little bits of time saved from the right language, but in some games, this especially like RPGs, that could be like maybe like seconds or minutes. But now we're saving about like half a second with French.
So worth it.
Still worth it. Landy has a funny fight, because in the second phase here, it splits into 4 ones, and the one that actually has the crown takes more damage, and this part is
Ooh,
actually
that's
random.
good. Oh, wow. That was okay. That was a good fight. The one with the crown was on the lower end of the screen, which is the only ones we're actually able to hit with the team attacks. Oh.
So a big thing about the bosses in this game is that it's actually this game in general as a whole, there's actually not a lot of RNG. Kirby games, especially like the retro, like classic era ones, like N64, SNES, and then the Game Boy ones and KSSU and DS. A lot of these games have tons of randomness with their bosses and enemy patterns, which means there's a lot of variance in the speedruns. But modern Kirby is very consistent in terms of the boss fights and the enemy patterns and levels. So
Yeah,
there's actually very minimal RNG.
Yeah, in any modern game past RTDL, there's almost no RNG except for one we see later, like in mixes, depending on like the order, and, like where it starts.
Oh yeah, you should probably we can explain mixes when we get to 1-1.
Yes, of course. But that's one of the only cases with RNG that shows up the most.
Bosses, I mean, you don't with the 4-player stacks, it's kind of like it's more specific to like timing your shots and getting in the fewest shots possible. In this one, you actually can't go through the stack with 4 players. So
They can get into this funny thing though, where they fall on top of each other, and then we just run under them.
Basically, a lot of these boss fights are broken into 2 phases, and it's all about kind of like efficiently killing the boss before they go into like various invulnerable states at times. This one's very funny because you're being inhaled as you're being drawn close, and you're just hoping to do it before you actually get absorbed.
Oh, okay. So here we have a later in the game where we're on the boss from earlier, Landia, and we're gonna be doing. So we can do this like a roll move, and the roll does good damage. So it's how we're gonna be damaging this.
Yeah. And it's worth noting because like typically what you could also do is just shake the Wiimote and like do these charge shots, but with the setup that Hal is doing, shaking the Wiimotes is very impractical.
Okay. I was kind of scared because I didn't get a tomato. I wasn't watching the HP. We're gonna heal up before we head into Magalore 1.
Yeah, so these last 3 fights, the ship, like the lore, and then the 2 phases of Magalore, are the only ones that'll always be the last 3 fights. And then beyond that is just random, which are the bosses and mini-bosses you'll get beforehand.
Ooh.
In the actual run, Magalore is a longer fight because it involves a long super ability section, but they just take it out for Arena, so it's a lot quicker.
We're gonna skip stacking here. They decided to choose this fight where it would remove the Kirbys off of each other anyways, so we have to stack as soon as we get in. I'm sorry for spoiling the final boss.
Tisk.
There's actually a reason why we're doing the incentive first. So, after you beat the main game, it has this really long cutscene that plays, and we can't skip it. The fastest alternative would be to power off my Wii U and return it back on. But, that is Arena. I think we can say GG after the fade, so time ends now. Oh, wow. We PB'd Arena by 1 second.
Ooh, a good PB to start off the day.
So now we can hop in main mode and let the timer reset itself.
Now let's run it back and get a any percent PB.
I think you're right. We should totally do that. Is are we set? Are we good?
We are all good. Feel
Okay.
free to start. Ready.
Timer starts in 3, 2, 1. Alright, so first thing that we're going to notice is we are going to spawn in our good friend Meta Knight. Magic can explain why Meta Knight is used in the first stage.
So this is one of the big differences between 1P and 2P, where in 1P you only get to use Kirby, but in 2P you get to use all the different characters that are available to use in this game. Meta Knight is one of the 4 different characters the other players can play, and Meta Knight has a very big horizontal movement, which is the shuttle loop. It's very good for covering horizontal distance when Kirby doesn't have any abilities, and the ability that we're looking for is going to be Wing, which we're going to see how mix coming up very shortly, which is one of the most trickiest parts of the game, in my opinion.
Yeah, so mixes in most Kirby games just involve inhaling 2 enemies, but there's a few different rules for RTDL. You need to inhale 3 different enemies, but then both the roulette order and the starting point of that roulette are completely random. So it's all about reacting and usually using a home menu buffering to get lucky or be able to time it properly.
Alright. Ah. No! Okay. We missed the first one. That's alright,
So-
though. We're gonna do it again.
Was off by 1 twice, unfortunately. 1 early, then 1 late.
Wow. I didn't even... Wow. Okay. Wow, dude. Unfortunately, one of the more annoying parts of the run.
Yeah, for your typical run, it's just if you don't get it, you'll just
There we
reset.
go.
Oh, good stuff.
We got
There
it.
you go. Now,
There isn't alternate route, but we'll get to that later.
correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't this the only game with mix being completely random?
Yep.
Like, the order is completely random. Because from my knowledge, most of the other games, there's a set roulette.
Yeah, literally every other game, including RTDL Deluxe, actually, there's a set roulette. A lot of the modern ones will have the same thing where it's a set roulette, but the starting point is different. A lot of the older games have both the set roulette and set starting point depending on the abilities you inhale. RTDL is just very weird, especially even with the 3 enemy rule. No one really knows why this game functions differently.
Yes, there was home menu pause buffering during the mixing. It's easy to not see where Wing is because of how fast the start is for the roulette spin. So pausing with the home menu button can give you a good insight of where Wing could be, so you can better estimate where you're gonna have to press the 2 button.
I feel like we can get to that donation now. This early game is kind of boring.
Absolutely. Well, we have not just had 1 donation, we've not even had 2 donations.
What?
We've actually now had 3 donations.
3 for
The
3.
first is £10 from Anonymous, no comment, but thank you for your donation. Not put towards a bid war, but we do appreciate it nonetheless. We have a £10 donation from PBB8, our previous runner, who says, thank you for the opportunity to showcase Ollie in support of such a great cause at this marathon. Best of luck to the rest of the runners, and that goes towards Game Boy Green for the palette bid war for World of Horror. But we've had another £10 donation from Miss Truffles, which goes towards the trans rights palette bid war. So we do have a tie at £10 for 2 different ones. And we have had a comment from Miss Truffles, which is in French, so I am gonna have to translate it. And it says, "We love Kirby, we adore him." So thank you so much for that. This very much seems to be the French-themed marathon so far, which is incredible. So thank you so much for that. That puts us at £180. So we are just £20 away now from one of our previous event totals. That being Go Fish 2023, our very first marathon.
Wow.
So get your donations in if you'd like to change the fate of that bid war that is coming up later on. We got a lot of time to go for that, but yeah, get your donations in.
That 1-2 was a gold, by the way.
Oh, I'm being told from chat you want me to try and read it in French.
Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it.
Kirby on la main on la door. There we go. I did German in school, if you couldn't tell.
So just kind of going over the run a little bit, the way any percent works is you're just completing all the levels. You're forced to get the first energy sphere in 1-1 as part of a cutscene, but beyond that, your only objective is just to get through all 7 worlds, which have anywhere from 3 to 5 levels, and then the boss, the final boss stage of world 8. And yeah, the goal will be to carry Wing throughout the entirety of the run. And you'll see boss stack strats, though, like we did on Arena, for most of the major boss fights. Some are done just with Wing, though.
Now, depending on the boss itself, does it... I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, do we always use a 4 stack?
Yes.
Like 4 Kirby stacked on top?
The only time we use 3P or 2P stacks is for mini bosses.
Okay.
Even then, like, some main bosses don't use stacks. Anyone like candy?
Couple of things to note for Wing specifically. Yeah, you do these like dash attacks when you're sort of like in a dash state. And then you can also do these door cancels you saw just Hal do, where you do a dive into a door and then you release as you're entering it, and then you're able to just skip that animation. If you miss it, you kind of just crash into the door and lose like a second or so. But because there's so many doors throughout the game, you know, it's one of those things that adds up over the course of the run. You also need to be careful to not do a dive in front of an enemy while holding forward, otherwise you kind of do like an accidental like loop-de-loop pretty much.
We use those loops on mini bosses. Main attacking method for Wing.
Gotta be very on and off with how you hold the D-pad in this game when you deal with Wing.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on the section you're in. Ooh, that was a beautiful, beautiful gap that was crossed. Those leave enemies right there are very tricky sometimes, depending on if they attack you or not. And they're very much a run ender.
Is Wing always the best for speedruns? Depends on category.
At least in this game, like it's gotten nerfed in some games, so Wing is really good, but other games, Tornado, Fire, Jet are pretty popular. Even Wheel as well.
Wheel.
Love me some Wheel.
Depending on the game, you might, and especially if it's like an 90% versus 100%, will kind of impact the ability diversity. Like RTDL 100% has a wide range of abilities, but for any percent where you're just trying to get through things as fast as possible, Wing is pretty much unmatched.
Yeah, because like even in the 100% category in this game, you start off the game with Fire. And you try to keep it for a little bit. And depending on the section you have to go through, depends on the abilities you use and so on.
A strat for that Wispy fight, too, is using 2-player to drop a Kirby in front of the Wispy as a distraction.
Wow,
Now
that's
we're
also
moving
a
on
Wispy
to-
gold.
Ooh. Now we're about to move on to, in my opinion, the best world in the game, World 2, as a World 2 specialist. World 2 is one of the best worlds in the game. Lots of fun movement.
I guess. People have their own opinions.
Yes, they do.
So one thing to note about this game and kind of the damage boost strats is that actual attacks from enemies, as well as things like lava or Gordos, will actually knock your ability out. But if you kind of just tap into an enemy and damage yourself, you don't actually lose your ability, and then you can use those invulnerability frames for attacks to avoid obstacles. So you'll see a lot of times in modern Kirby, you kind of like intentionally damage yourself on enemies without them actually attacking you, so to speak.
Yeah, and
But
we'll
it's
be seeing,
specific with bosses.
it'll be in, some of that will be in the levels later on. Because I know in specific, one of the later levels, we do a damage buff on them. So we can pass through some objects.
Yeah, like Wing has a lot of invulnerability in these dash attacks already, which is one of the reasons why it's so good. Is you can go through like spikes and lava and Gordos and a bunch of this stuff as long as you're in this Wing dash state. But there are times where doing the damage boost and yeah, like on boss fights is important. Because like with Wing, like there aren't a lot of backups if you lose it. If you're lucky, there's a couple stages in the back half of the game that have it, and otherwise you're kind of forced to do what Hal started the run off with that mix. But there aren't too many areas you can do that because you'll need at least 3 enemies, and 3 enemies that specifically have abilities.
Yeah, like
Those
the next,
boulders are
like,
crazy.
yeah, the triple boulder right there is one of the harder things to do in this level. But Hal was able to get through it very nicely.
Alright, should we go good 2-piece strat, or should we go for quick kill?
Let's go for quick kill.
Alright.
Quick kill. You're quick kill purist.
I'm doing able method. Beautiful! So whenever we have a mini boss, the mini bosses usually have some attack that will make them like invincible and for like a long period of time. So like bonkers, we will try to. Oh wow, another
That
goal.
fight was pretty bonkers.
Yep. A lot of the times we want to try to get a string of attacks that will kill the mini bosses before they do long invincibility attacks.
This level right here is a good example of having to be on and off the D-pad because of the placement of enemies. Because it's very easy to hug one of the enemies as you go through them.
Wow, my
You-
strings.
You also need to be careful with sections that have water, so World 3 is a nightmare.
Oh, yeah.
Soon though. But if your ability star falls in the water, there's no way to re-inhale it in this game. Other Kirby's are a bit more generous, but in this one it kind of just doesn't instantly break, it just kind of sits there for a little bit while you can do nothing about it. So a section like this, these glunks on top of water, for example, is like, you gotta be careful if you're wing string. It can be very easy to take a quick reset there if you're not careful.
We're upcoming on a pretty scary part of this stage, or in World 2 in general.
Will he get fast cycle?
Yeah, I gotta watch out for these flames here.
Do crazy
You can
damage.
damage boost through them. But yeah. They will pop fire, or they will pop wing if you get hit by the fire.
Alright, cool.
Do short hops and ladders also, because it's actually even faster than wing. Another thing for wing is that you actually alternate between touching up on the D-pad and 2 to go slightly faster when you're flying.
Another gold, by the way. I'm on a golding spree. I've cut off 4 seconds of Sob in this run alone.
And there's more to come soon.
This stage is fun in any percent.
It's very vertical heavy, and you'll see. You can even tell by the based on how much the wings are flapping. That's from all the different inputs from the jump button and the D-pad itself, because you can tell a visual difference between them both.
Oh, nice sprint. All right, here we go.
So
Another.
decent cycle though.
Oh wow!
Now, how could I grab that energy sphere for good luck?
But I didn't.
It
Sorry. We can get the one in 5-1.
Okay. Maybe that's why the Gordo perhaps hit you. 'Cause you didn't grab it for good luck.
Good idea. Oh no. Ah, this fight sucks. Here we have another. Whew. Wing matching is a very physically demanding act in this game.
In this room,
faster to skip the cannons with wing.
in this room, when you get into the cannon, there's a fun little quick strat where you can pop up another character and you can skip a couple seconds with Kirby falling back down, which is what Hal just did there. Because in 1P, it takes a couple more seconds for Kirby to come back down, and then you able to move him again. 2P has a lot of nice quick strats like that compared to looking at 1P.
Please, please, please. Oh, psh. Okay. We did the key strat.
Yeah, if you're fast enough with your little short hops, you can just jump on top of there, or you can do what Hal did and just drop the key as kind of a backup. Both are pretty similar time-wise. We're talking about like less than half a second.
Any 2-4 enjoyers? I'm a 2-4 hater, personally.
Oh, that's a strong word. I'm more of a 2-1 enjoyer.
Connoisseur.
2-4 is pretty fun. It's the last stage in the prestigious Galabros % category.
Ah, yes. Yes, 2P is very much faster than 1P.
Galabros. I don't play on French. That's making me laugh.
French has got some
Two-player
funny names.
is faster than one player. So if my commentators will allow me to, I will do a bit of a spiel on how 2-player became a thing. 'Cause it's kind of a funny story. There used to be a speedrunner named Udidon. They did a lot, but they were a world record holder for any percent and in a lot of other games. And there were rules against having multiple players do a speedrun, but there was no rules that said you can't use multiple controllers. So one day Udidon booted up 100% and started using multiple controllers and using it for time save. And then it was kind of decided, yeah, we'll allow this. And at the time, it was on the same leaderboard. Only later on were leaderboards split for 1-player and 2-player plus. There's a huge advantage for multiplayer strat. Since then, it's been changed. But yeah, 2-player is quite a bit faster, especially as more strategies became discovered.
I believe the difference between records, it's about 2 minutes. Something
For any
there.
percent, yeah, it's 2 minutes.
And then
Yeah, and then
100.
more than 10 minutes for 100%.
Yeah, maybe it was a good thing that got split.
So it was very yeah, for sure. It was a little divide. I don't want to say like caused like big leaderboard issues, but it did heavily incentivize learning even basic multiplayer strats if you wanted to have competitive time. But nowadays runners have their choice of what they want to do. So we're gonna see a stack strat here similar to what we did. you know, with the arena fight. But yeah, Duder has a lot more health this time around.
M.
but still just spam more
Raja.
shots. M. Raja. I'm still used to Mr. Duder. I apologize. What's also kind of funny too is like early on with multiplayer strats, like people didn't know about like, well, they knew about it for arena, like the shield stuff. Like it was just like spawning a second player, and then it was like, oh, you know, there's opportunities for 3-player strats and 4-player strats in these boss things. I think Arrow Pause is a runner who can be credited with kind of bringing this into like any percent, 100% runs, and then other runners kind of started rolling with it over time.
From what I remember, it was Arrow who posted a bunch of strats, and then eventually, like, I believe Shiro as well started finding more and more, but it was mainly for 100%. You know, it took a little bit for any percent to get some strats, but because it started with 100% for all the 2P shenanigans.
Yeah, and there's a lot more like there's more opportunity for strats. Like the ones for any percent specifically were a bit more subtle. They saved a little less time. There were some cool ones. You'll see one in 4-1 if Hal's doing it.
Yeah.
You see the one that 2-3 like that Magic was talking about, where you just spawn an extra player, so while Kirby's in hit stun, Meta Knight can just fly to the door and save in a couple of seconds. Like there's small ones that add up over the course of like an hour and a half, almost 2 hour long run.
And World 4 has a lot of it, and we'll see it, well, in World 4. But World 4 has a very cool technique that's only 2P viable, and it's super cool. And you can skip a majority of the level with it.
Yeah. That was another thing that was discovered by accident, but TLDR, people essentially discovered that zips exist in this game, and once people figured that out, became an even crazier opportunity for time save. Very tricky, frame perfect time saves, but
No, it's starting in World 4 is when all the 2P stuff starts showing up more and more.
And we're gonna do all of it.
Yes, we will. Well, not we.
Me.
You. You will.
we'll only need to lend Hal our power when these come up, because they are stressful and frustrating at times. Or you get them first try and you feel incredible.
And seeming like how things are going, perhaps it will be first try.
I'd just like to say, besides 2-3, I golded everything in World 2.
Well, wow.
I don't like this room.
Yeah, you gotta be very careful with the all the fire, and throughout most of World 3, there's tons of water, so a lot of mistakes are not salvageable, so to speak.
I'm so excited for every RTDL runner's favorite stage. It's called 3-3.
Yeah, 3-3 is probably one of the hardest stages, both in any percent and 100%, but for very different reasons. It's kind of cool in that sense, but stressful.
3-3 is definitely the if you get past that level, that's okay,
You gotta
probably
run.
You're gonna finish the run type of level. It's one of the first walls in this game, because you can most of the time make it to World 3, but 3-3, depending on the strats you do, will determine whether you make it out.
RTDL, I think a lot of what grinds the game down is just said there's not too much RNG, so it's just optimizing wing movement and boss fights, and then some levels are very cycle based. So that's a big thing about 3-3 is the whole like the last room of the level is on just one big cycle, and you're
And it's horrible.
Optimize. Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say
Okay.
it's horrible.
Okay.
I'd say it's a tad tricky. Not horrible, though.
Supporting 3-3 are we?
Let's just play devil's advocate here. Yes, I am going to support 3-3.
I can't believe you.
Someone needs to defend 3-3. I will be the one.
And it had to be you.
It's got some of the best music in the game.
It does. I'll give it that. That's the only good thing about it, though.
There's some
Also-
other levels. Now this room right here, it's pretty. I would wonder if Hal's gonna go for.
I doubt it.
dashes in this room.
I don't think so. I want to have a
There's
run.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Gordos, the Glunks, and then these enemies, these crab enemies, because they're also kind of bulky. They might live
Oh.
one hit and then still get their hit off on you. Okay, you can see you get kind of trolled by enemies.
Yeah, I'm not
Hal
gonna.
doing the safe strat here. You can dash through those crabs, but I've seen many a runner lose a good pace run to those crabs.
Yes, you could if you can hit the dash button super quickly. You can
It
go
looks
through
beautiful.
twice, I believe, but it is super difficult to do.
You have to get a good string to line up precisely, like throughout that entire room.
Gotta
In
be
order-
careful also of the eels. In
Yeah,
this
these
level.
eels
If you
are
get too
bad.
close to them, they have freaking, I call it Marth grab-itis, where they get you seemingly out of nowhere. If you're even just kind of near them, so you can see Hal's waiting or damage boosting off them like so, or just approaching them from a different angle so they don't freaking eat you and take wing.
Yeah, I like
And
my
that's
wing.
that's a good example of damage boosting to save small amounts of time, and where you can keep wing as well.
All right.
Because if you damage boost off of a Gordo, well, we can.
It's not
kiss
gonna end
wing
well.
goodbye.
Alright. You know what? I'm going for it. I'm with the magic train. 3-3 is a make or break level, and that makes it cool. So let's. Hal's gonna pull this off, and it's gonna be sick. But this is a sick level.
It's a fun level.
It's the only reason that we're not scared here is because we know Hal's gonna crush it. First off, you gotta get this switch quickly because this starts the cycle immediately, and you're gonna be doing a damage boost strat. You gotta be fast enough because you hit that switch quickly to avoid these spikes, and then you do shouts to Utadon. Always gotta shout out to Utadon for the strat. The damage boost. No, I was gassing up the Utadon damage boost strat, and Hal actually waited it out. I'm sorry, Utadon.
Sorry,
you can
Utadon.
damage boost off the blipper and go quickly through the spikes. That's what Utadon used to do.
I don't do that yet.
You've done it before. You did it yesterday.
I know, I do, but like, I don't know. I'm just too scared. All right, we have a two-piece strat
Screenshot
here.
doing it in Hundo. Oh yeah, 2-piece strat credits arrow for this one. You rather than going back and forth with this like maze thing, you just spawn a second Kirby, have both of them hold down, and you just save. I actually have a comparison on my YouTube channel somewhere for the strat specifically. So you save like a second, maybe a bit more, but still, it's cool.
I would think it's
Just
more.
another strat that 2P has that saves over 1P.
Mm-hmm. Does it save a lot? Nope. Is it still cool? Heck yeah. And that's one of the cool things about two-player. Also, it looks like Hal is going to be doing the stack strat here. This fight is very annoying. So while you can do it with wing, it's faster and a bit easier. You need to land 5 shots there from kind of far away from Moundo. If you're too slow though, then Moundo goes into an invulnerability attack, and you can't be too close either. So the 5 shots, it's harder than it seems, is what I say.
I would say Moundo is one of the harder mini bosses to go against. I've never had a good experience with Moundo.
I like clowning on Mando because in French his name looks like garbage. So we just say garbage every time I see him. Because he is
The
garbage.
thing about this garbage. The thing about the shield strats too is it's kind of like they're deceptively tough with like if your hold not enough, or if one of them you don't hold enough, it's like the attack doesn't go off. So it's like it seems simple at first, but timing the attacks is kind of annoying for shield.
All right, I'm
And if you
gonna
miss even one shot, Moundo goes vulnerable.
turn down my headphones for this next room so you guys can just go off on what it is. So good luck. I'll turn it back up when we're out.
This room isn't
Alright.
too bad. Like
So-
there's a tricky part, like this particular one, and Hal crushed it. But this room, you have to be super quick, so you can get the fast cycle. If Hal gets the fast cycle, I'll be very happy. But you gotta be
The-
super quick.
these tikis will destroy wing if you touch them without your invulnerability frames from the dash, and all of them are on a cycle where the last one you either need to wait like 8 seconds or dash through it, assuming you're fast enough. So you need to be fast enough to make the cycle, and then you need to. I think Hal is doing the safe strat, which is completely fine, by the way. So you just kind of wait here, wait for them to go. But if they're coming towards you, you can barely do a dash with the Condor dive long enough to have enough iframes or invincibility frames to get through it. But it's you need to get through the entire room quickly, and then you need to do a very, very well-timed dash
I'm golden.
get it to save those full like 10 seconds. It's super hard.
And this is one of the walls
Another
of any person.
bad stage. Back to back.
Nah, I wouldn't say 3-4 is bad. 3-4 is compared to 3-3 and compared to the other stages in this game that we'll see later on. 3-4 is not bad. It's just a lot of waiting and a lot of thinking you have to do during.
A lot of things trying to kill you.
It's also very cycle based, and there's some very tight movement you can do in some of these rooms with the boulders. Again,
I am
where
not
it saves
doing
like
all
half a. It's one of the things where it's like it saves half a dozen seconds, but it's like, yeah, you accidentally screw it up, you touch a boulder, you lose wing, and for all intents and purposes at a high level, you're running
Power
down.
off
So
Wii.
are you, like, in an hour and 40-minute run with 100 minutes, are you going to potentially risk the whole thing 30 minutes in for 6 seconds? You know, some runners do, some don't. Sometimes you get to a point where that's the only time you can. I don't know. It's tricky in a run like this to kind of gauge the risk reward in some stages.
I'm a full believer that you don't need those 6 seconds to get a good time.
Well, with how you've been playing, I think the 6 seconds are valid for you to take.
I am gonna not.
7.
I love Kirby's Return to Dreamland. I fat fingered up on the D-pad. And I
Now
moved
this
into
is
the water.
probably one of the better levels to lose wing though, because in 4-1 there's a nice opportunity to get wing back. Though.
We should totally go for the niche mix here.
I forgot about the niche mix. Never mind, you can get wing back here.
I'm not mixing.
Honestly,
Yes,
it's
you
better
will.
to do it in 4-1 because you can actually get Parasol in this level, which is then going to be good for Fatty Puffer. So at the very least, you buffer the time.
Wait, where's the
loss
other
with a better
Parasol?
Boss fight. Well, you get in the boss lobby. You either get it earlier in the level, or you get in the boss lobby before Fatty Puffer.
I
It's
thought
not.
Parasol was in the last room.
Yeah, it's in the last room, so if you lost it in like 3-3, you can get it. And then otherwise, you can get it before Fatty
We can go for
Puffer in
corner
the
cuts
lobby.
though. Now that I don't have wing. So this
Yeah,
is a
go for
6-second
corner
time
cuts
save,
and
and
do
this
a
is why I
little
don't go for it.
Damage boost.
Oh,
Oh!
okay.
You're at the start of the...
I didn't think I was gonna die. This is what it actually looks
Yeah.
like, and I still mess it up. There we go.
Yeah, you do a damage boost and do a little corner cut there. Even with a wing, if you're really efficient, you can corner cut those. You obviously can't damage boost, but
D-pad is
yeah,
restricting.
it's dicey. Yeah, this is the thing about Return to Dreamland. It's a great game, but you are forced to play with just the Wiimote, and it's got one of the worst D-pads known to man.
I'm
Yes,
surprised.
it will-
I have a mold of the D-pad in my left thumb.
It will tear up your thumb, depending on how
We're gonna
much
do a
you
little fun strat. Backup strat that I made up on the fly. Oh my god.
That is also a good thing about two-player, is like if you're ever going to say in a boss fight or a mini-boss and you lose your ability, you can just spawn the other players, do sealed strats, have Meta Knight or his fucking DD with hammer do damage. In one player, it's like, you're kind of just cooked.
Yeah.
Like, two-player is the category for backups for when things don't go the way you want them to.
know, like, if you were playing 1P, you would have to probably just slide through all of this. And then start thinking, oh man, what am I gonna do now?
Yeah, that's how it is.
But yeah, Meta Knight piggybacking is kind of it's kind of like all reliable, you know. There's a lot of opportunities. You do this in 100%.
He's always there for you.
Yeah, even at your lowest. I know I know Meta Knight and the two-player slot got me. Can I get a heck yeah?
Heck yeah, man.
Heck yeah.
So I believe here we can grab a parasol.
I think
If
there's my
not-
spear here.
I don't remember.
Right?
Thanks, Corvus,
I
for the
don't
heck
think
yeah,
there's
man.
any more parasol. I think there's that spear up there, unfortunately.
I
be.
thought there was Parasol. I really did, but
All right. Well,
I
I guess
guess
we're going.
wide.
We're going nothing. NCA.
Oh, let's go. But you can get Parasol before the boss.
Yeah, we're gonna grab Parasol before Puffer, and because we're grabbing
And-
Parasol, I'm not gonna do stack strats.
And Parasol still has pretty decent horizontal movement. It just doesn't have the vertical movement.
Parasol is honestly still one of the coolest abilities in this game. Like you said, it's good underwater. It's one of the few weaknesses of Wing is that not even a weakness, but just that like it's one of the abilities that has no function underwater.
No, like
Paras.
if Hal had Parasol at the beginning of the stage,
It would have been
all
faster.
the down segments would have been fast because you can just down attack with Parasol and Kirby would fly down in the water. So like if they did lose Wing in 3-3, there would have been Parasol movement in 3-4. Like that right there, down that little water spout.
Parasol is insane for this boss fight because one of the strongest attacks in the game is Parasol's down attack or ground attack, so it's not really good versus airborne enemies. But Fatty Puffer, the entire fight is on the ground, so you just spam this over and over again, and it's one of the fastest boss fights in the entirety of the game. You just gotta be careful about some of the iframes that Fatty Puffer has. Attack when you can. You
We
can
are
shield
guarding.
to block this. Yeah, you can just guard it, and then
And he's dead.
you kind of use the invincibility frames or the damage frames after you get hit, and then you just keep spamming down attack.
And it was a pretty seamless fight.
I was surprised I didn't
Not
get
the
my
war-
ability popped.
It wasn't a bad World 3.
It was going good, but we're back to original. Like, we were plus 50 out of World 1, and then we were plus 40 out of World 2, and now we're back to plus 50.
But
So yeah,
all-
there's opportunities to mix your wing with 3 enemies.
we're gonna
in
be doing.
4-1.
Should I grab fire?
World,
Like, on the way? Probably.
No.
Isn't Parasol still better?
I'm pretty sure Parasol just is still faster than Fire.
Wow.
Fire's not as broken in this
Oh,
game as it is in other games.
Fire. I honestly thought you said fighter, and I was very confused.
Fire's not as broken in this game.
But fire is
as in-
required for some of the
uh,
movements, so I think I'm gonna grab it anyway. A little out of the way thing, but it's for better use in the next few rooms.
If Wing didn't exist, then Fire and Tornado would be the two best, like, all-around abilities in terms of movement. Fire being slower for movement, better for bosses, and Tornado being better for movement, slower for bosses, because the damage per second is pretty low, unfortunately.
Oh wait, I gotta get player 2 ready. Alright, here we are. I did not mean to dash.
Welcome to the mix roulette once again.
Nice.
And we get
Nice,
right
fast
away.
one. So
Okay.
that's what you're. Yeah,
It's
this
a-
section's very annoying. It's good for the enemies, but when you lose your ability, it just starts bouncing down the hill. Thank God for Super Inhale.
I don't know what I would do without Super Inhale. So here
And
we have
that's
it.
just- So a fun 2-piece strat is Kirby sucking up himself and then spitting him out. You can skip this whole cannon section, which is pretty lengthy and time consuming. And you can skip most of the cannons, I believe, too.
Yeah, I don't go that far with it. I go to this one, because these 5 dudes in a row are really annoying to get by. Like, you're able to carry it all the way to the end of this one.
Yeah, that alone even saves a bunch of seconds. This whole area is very Donkey Kong Country inspired with the cannons, and then again you can spawn a second player to sort of save a little bit of time because just the end lag of cannons too. So you know, a little
This
bit of time save here and there.
starting in this world is where all the fun strats come into play.
Ow. Yo, Kirby, please. This ice is killing
So
me.
the ice floor is very. I'm trying to go for a shield strat here, but yeah, the ice floor makes it very annoying.
Oh, the team attack has this like movement thing. It's kind of hard to notice. When the fight ends, if you kill the boss corpse with another puff, it can send Kirby flying in the other direction. And we're back at plus minute. Nice.
Please, Kirby, please.
Now we're on the
I don't
best level of the game.
The best. The music's good, but I wouldn't say it's the best level.
4-2 is a little bit spooky. There's a lot of spikes. There's a lot of big empty pits, and just a lot of things that will pop wing if you're not careful. And spikes will also instantly destroy your ability if you actually touch them. So, again, you just gotta be careful.
One thing annoying about this is the little ice spikes in the ceiling. Those are they're one of the things that pop wing instantly in this game. Sometimes it could be very tricky too. Well, I find it very tricky to avoid.
Ugh. That one, those two spikes are like always scare me every time I get to this part.
Oh, but you got the trickiest part down.
Hybrid, do you want to explain frame 1 wing dashes? Because there's going to be a strat later on for 6-2.
Oh, sorry. You mean like the zips?
No.
Wait, frame 1 wing dashes?
What? Yeah. Like,
Like
okay.
instant D-pad.
Oh, I didn't even spawn the second player. Okay, well, I guess we're going to fight 1P. So, the way that dashes work for Kirby is if you're walking or holding a direction on the D-pad, you have to tap it again like any other normal game to start running. And as soon as we start dashing, we're able to do a wing dash. So basically how most of the starting of rooms look is when I'm loading in between the rooms, I'm holding right on the D-pad. And as soon as we get in, I try to input right again, so it starts a dash as early as possible. And there's going to be a strat later on where if I can get an early wing dash, it's time save.
Oh, isn't that at the start of 6-2?
Yes.
Isn't that like actually twice in 6-2? Because there's the second room with the spikes and the very end with the key. Not
Oh,
the key,
is that
but
frame
the,
perfect? I didn't even think that was one.
Maybe it's
Oh.
not frame perfect, but like I do kind of like I guess I was confused by your wording. Yeah, I kind of almost think of it as like buffering when you enter rooms in a sense.
How?
But yeah, there's a couple of rooms where it's like as soon as it starts, you got to be on that.
I gotta mention, that level is pretty bonkers.
Of course.
Honestly, that level wasn't just bonkers. That level was super bonkers.
Oh, it's oh, we're in 4-3. We're doing waterfall launches.
Yes, this is one of the big discoveries of 2P, not 2P, of just wing.
This one
movement
blew
in
my
general.
socks off.
Oh, my socks stayed on when I saw this.
I lost one of them. The other one stayed on. Yeah, wing and waterfall is a weird, glitchy combination that I don't think they quite figured out.
And
when
it looks so
programming this
cool.
game. I wonder if this was something they couldn't figure out and they were just like, whatever. You're not even really supposed to have wing in this area, so to speak, unless you're mixing, because you don't really actually get wing naturally outside of the hidden rooms till, like, World 5, so they probably... Maybe they didn't even notice. Who knows?
Until 5-1 is when wing comes up naturally.
I guess 1-4. Anyway. So how waterfalls work is if I'm dashing, I can start flapping while in the waterfall, and I can do one of the loops to launch myself out of the waterfall to carry the momentum of the attack, and it gets brought into regular moving speed. And I can do like this, where I get launched very far. Very fun little strat. Oh! All right.
But yes, be super careful with those eels, because again, Marth grab range. But yeah, it's pretty cool to just launch yourself there. And then a really cool strategy discovered by Shiro, where these little bombs, and you just spawn a second player and kind of just have them, because it has Brawl's warping mechanics, where the second player just auto warps to you if they get off screen, and like player one is kind of the default. So you just have them carry bomb and then toss it, and it does a huge chunk of damage, and then you can have the second player just spit it out and despawn for a quick corpse kill.
That was good.
You don't see that in 1P.
True. I think the more accepted version is just do a team attacks, but I think the bomb thing is cool.
I think
Bomb strat is definitely cool.
it's more unique than seeing the team attack. 4-4.
Oh.
Now, if Hal did lose Wing in 4-3, there is a very big amount of mixed opportunities.
I believe it is what,
in
6?
this level. 6 or 7
Yeah.
Wing opportunities in this level.
Scream. You gotta be careful because there's wind pushing you forward in these two rooms, plus a bunch of Gordos. So thankfully, you can kind of just hug the walls and you're usually safe. But
I wonder what this game would be like if you didn't have invincibility frames with like the wing moves.
It'd be... I'd cry.
if Wing didn't have it, but Tornado had it, this would become the Tornado everything category.
Okay,
Oh,
TFL.
Tornado.
Funny. TFL, tackle for loss.
Alright, we're gonna be going for this very dumb time save that's very risky. And it's stupid, but we're going for it because it looks cool.
The bowling pin?
The bowling pins.
Ooh.
The bowling pins. Speaking of items or things that instantly destroy your ability, there's a lot of those in this game. For a run where you need to carry one ability through the entirety of the way. Oh my goodness. Yeah, these bowling pins.
Giving me a heart attack.
Oh my god.
Oh. No, the
That's the only
bowling
one I'm
pins
doing.
are
I'm
very
flapping the rest of
scary.
these.
Because when you hit the bowling pins, you'll lose Wing instantly.
Oh, I gotta have
But
Kirby out.
there is there's an opportunity at the end of the level where you can mix back Wing.
Right here.
So it's not like that bad of an idea to go for, but it's not the most favorite thing in the world. Now, this level right here, 4-5, this is where we're gonna see some. Is it zips?
Yes.
That's
zips
what
and
it's
a
called.
through the wall key.
This is
Yeah.
where we can cut like half of the level out.
We're gonna be
Because
pushing
of all
Kirby
that.
into the wall, and he's gonna reach a key through the wall. Right here.
Oh, there's
Yeah.
so much cool tech in this game.
They design it so that you can't super suck here, but not if you kind of glitch Kirby into the wall.
Missing out on these. You know what, I'm not gonna do it that one. Alright, and then in this next room, I have to. Okay, this one I just have to keep Kirby alive. Try not to. And also keep Kirby from getting smushed in these big moving blocks. Like I lost a
Yes,
run
yeah,
the
yeah.
other day.
It is very hard
usually
to
you
not.
just-
Oh.
See, right there is an easy spot where Kirby can get squished.
Alright, here we go.
We have seen this yesterday.
Nice.
Ooh.
Instantly, first try, let's go.
So if you teleport the second Kirby to the main one as they're condor diving, I believe there's something funky with the teleporting, and then I believe the yellow Kirby gets like launched up through the wall. And that's going to be shown a lot in the foreseeable future. Because there's a couple levels in World 5 and World 6 that show that strat off.
Wait, this could. Oh. Wait, no, it won't. Wait, it could.
Yeah, and this was actually
Wow.
discovered by accident by Arrow when they were running this game, because they were just practicing and they were doing a dive and a DED spawn, and thankfully they were it was practice, but they were recording, and then it was kind of discovered of like, all right, like what was the origin of this? How can we recreate it? And then opportunities to use zips throughout the game were routed out, and they're very cool.
Another effect of seeing
You don't see glitches in Kirby runs very often.
2P being allowed.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see glitches in the modern games.
Yeah, yeah.
Like there's more glitches in the older games, but modern is pretty polished.
Okay, Phil.
Yeah. Once they went to 3D though, they lost that touch. It became a glitchy, beautiful mess. We appreciate it.
Hey,
But-
they've only made one 3D game.
True.
Can't-
Starcross Worlds even still
Can't-
has bugs.
Hey, they've only made two 3D games.
I'm
You
not
can't
good
get
at
it perfect
fight.
on the first try or second try. Now, Monkey is going down pretty quickly.
Alright, let's see. Please, please, please. Nice.
You can. Now, what Hal just did with Condor diving down, that is saving time instead of just free falling. You just gotta make sure you time it up
It looked funny.
because you don't naturally Condor dive down there. What's funny?
Diving down, because normally you're supposed to free fall.
Yeah. Now, World 5, beautiful world.
I agree.
Especially
The name.
beautiful.
5 has the most wing backups because you have backups in 5-1, 5-3, and then before the boss in the World 5. So that's pretty convenient.
Yep.
I'd say it's the most visually pleasing world.
Yeah, you start during the day, and as the stages go on, it turns into afternoon into evening, and the final boss is at night. It's kind of a cool overlying theme going on here. Nice music.
This world is also very vertical heavy.
Wing's best friend.
Yes.
You're gonna see some intense D-pad up and 2 movement later in this world.
Not in this stage, but there's other
No, there
parts
is.
in this
There's some big flapping segments at
Not-
this part right here.
Not as much. But
Double choke. There's Gordos all over the place too.
And bombs.
it's just very vertical heavy. So we'll have Hal out of breath by 5-4 for all the go up movements.
I think 5-1 is actually like one of the shortest stages in the entirety of the game too.
I thought so.
It's you gotta watch out also for these spikes here. Again, you're gonna be abusing invincibility frames.
Oh, a 5-1 is such a good level.
Oh, wait! The gear for good luck.
Oh yes, this is one of the easiest gears to get, and if you are a top any percent runner, you always get the
They're missing out.
last gear here. This is the good luck gear.
The gear of good luck. The gear
Now,
of good
Hal
fortune.
if Hal didn't get this one, they would be losing wing next stage and get mix in like six minutes during the mix roulette. Like, that's how important getting this gear is.
This is still the okay.
Super important. And as you can see in the background, it is evening instead of daytime.
Second best song
So-
of the game, by the way.
I don't know. The soundtrack in Return of Dreamland is just really good. A lot of iconic Kirby tracks come from this game, I feel like.
Yeah, like the Rinky
feel like
Dinky song.
Yeah, I think on a serious note, Sky Tower has become one of the flagship like modern songs, so to speak. Sky Tower being this stage.
Yeah, dude, I love
it
that
got
one from
remixed in
Pokemon
KBR.
Dungeon.
That's Sky Pillar, you frickin' fake fan.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. Sky Pillar is actually from Emerald. I'm the big fan. I think Sky Tower is from Dungeon.
I'm trying to think of. Okay, there's this one. There's one in KPR. There's one in the Kirby Cafe soundtrack that they remixed. There's one in KDC as well.
Mm-hmm.
Best track from this game, my personal favorite, is the riff segments for 100%.
I don't know. 6-4 is pretty cool.
6-4 is good.
I'm a big Versus Magalore fan. It's one of my favorite boss themes in the entirety of the series.
I hate
Under
this
my
boss.
control, I guess, is the.
Oh my god.
So the bosses have more HP when you fight them later on. So like this boss
Daddy, do
takes
something.
more hits than DDD with the kill.
Well, this is indeed.
That's Daddy do.
Is Roy
Sorry,
Daddy
that's- Daddy, dude, that's crazy.
He's
Well,
become
DDD is one of the only characters that has his name changed. At least like in this Kirby set. I believe it's the only one out of like the playable characters that has the name changed.
Yep.
Because Meta Knight's just Meta Knight.
Hal, this is by the way your formal warning that you no longer have any spare lives.
Okay, good to know.
So we need to start farming stars. So let's start getting some 1s and 2s in our goal games.
Good idea.
So one thing that happens for the extra characters is if you have 0 lives and you spawn extra characters, they'll retain the same amount of HP. So let's say you put them away, so to speak, at like half health, and you spawn them back out, they'll also be at half health. So with multiplayer, you're a lot more need to be careful with your lives because a death can turn into a game over, which is even worse.
You see that a lot with 100% runs because
Yep.
there's some death strategies that you do to like,
Been there,
get out
done
of
that.
get out of the in another dimension sections quicker. So it's more important to keep management of lives. And
This is the biggest vertical level in the game.
What
But-
happens pretty much is if you spawn a character and they just don't die, but they take a hit of damage, and then you put them away, you still lose that life. Only if you spawn a character and then put them back away with full health will you then get the life back. So just say if you spawn 3 characters for a stack strat and they all take a little bit of chip, and you then despawn all of them, you've just lost 3 lives. So it happens very quickly. If you're not careful, and like Magic said, especially in 100%,
It's crucial.
there's even like death strats after some bosses and such. Like you kind of flirt with the game over. If you make like one little mistake, you could be you could turn like already a time loss of a death into I have to reset a stage, and then maybe lose a couple minutes.
+5.
But don't
Yeah.
worry, folks. I believe there's no easy way to game over in this world at this point.
Next stage is gonna be
Unless if
scary.
you
There's a
have-
lot of pits in the next stage.
Well,
Yeah.
unless if the
I choked the
Wiimote
run.
eats an input, but
Mm-hmm.
I have faith that the Wiimote won't eat the input today.
I don't know, dude. My Wiimote's looking pretty hungry.
Tell him to back down. You gotta wait. No eating until World 6.
Alright, so I can get the... Oh, just short.
And that was the most vertical level in the game, I believe.
Yep. I can't think of another one, so...
The only other one I'd say is like 5-1, but we did that. And
Ooh, nice gold.
I mean, 5-4 is a little vertical, but not as much as this.
I guess maybe like 7-2 on a technicality. It's a big auto scroller, more or less.
Yes, but a lot of the sections for 7-2 were going down
Okay,
instead of up.
okay. Let's, let's-
Okay. Sometimes you just gotta pause, take a deep breath, and go, it's okay. we're not gonna hit the stump twice and then fall to our mouth.
wake up, wake up,
Dave,
wake
we're not-
up.
We're not. Wake up. We're not trying
Wake
to
up.
game over.
What if I just stand up? That's a good method. Dude, these ladders.
You should do some jumping jacks. That'll wake you up.
Good idea.
Have we reached the jumping jack incentive yet?
Jumping jacks mid-run.
So you can see he's spawning Kirby, but there's 0 lives, so Kirby's already coming in at like 40% health.
What?
That's what happens when we start spawning in with no lives.
I'm in a bad spot. Okay, Kirby, you gotta go, dude.
Don't grab the super ability.
Oh, my heart paused for a second. Now those enemies right there can be tricky sometimes to move around.
Yeah, the rhinos, like, I don't even know what they're called, but they look like. They pop your ability, but they also have a lot of HP, so they can tank a wing dash and then pop your ability afterwards.
That's their whole gist, is that they have armor, and
Yeah.
they're dumb.
That's their gist. They have armor and they're dumb.
Yep.
Now, I don't know if it was just me, but for some reason that level was just bonkers.
That was super
Honestly,
duper bonkers.
I am gonna go out on a limit. Yeah, you stole my joke. That was super duper bonkers. I don't think I'll ever see a level that bonkers again, but I've got a good feeling about
Alright.
7-2.
Big stage.
I don't know. This is a great look into some amazing 2P strats. So the zips that we saw in 4-5 are going to come back for a sequel in this level. But instead of only using one character, as we see Roy Daddy do, is here as well. So things might get a little interesting, let's say that.
So yeah, you gotta spawn Kirby, get Kirby
No,
up there, and then
I
Kirby
like
super inhale to inhale the other players, because again, they warp to one player.
Wow.
Yeah, this one's
But out of-
frustrating. You need to have Kirby in the exact right spot.
Out of like all things in this run, I wouldn't think this is what I'd be struggling on. There we go.
And now you can warp DDD
There we
up
go.
there. Oh, first try.
No!
Oh, but it falls. No.
Oh, come on. Jesus.
You also need to be careful to not accidentally up input on these doors, because the whole goal is you're skipping 2 of the boss fights. There's 4, and you're skipping the middle
There we
2,
go.
so you only do the first and the last.
Kind of bad.
But I've had times where I accidentally up input, and I just enter the door anyways, and again, in a PB-based run, it kind of kills the run.
I've seen that happen many times.
Yeah.
Done it
But yeah, you
myself.
skip the middle 2 fights, Moundo and Aqua Cabros, and just do the.
No,
the
that's
those two,
garbage.
so-
Unforgivable skipping Aqua Cabros.
I'm sorry.
Screaming and crying.
I should have put a Galvaros picture on my webcam slot.
I think we need to run it back with this level. We need to see this. Aqua
Do
Cabros.
the alternate path with the harder bosses.
Good idea. I think when I was
Where's
doing like a
Aqu-
first casual hundo with Abel in VC, I did like the harder path, and he's like, "Dude, where are you?"
I don't even think you get the energy spheres from the alternate path either.
That's stupid. All right, time for some
Oh,
2P action.
now will Hal get the cool, awesome ledge?
We got it.
Wow, huge time save.
We're saving like a couple
0.3
minutes.
seconds.
Couple minutes with that little time save.
It's a feather gun.
Now, this fight right here is a foreshadowing to the final boss in this game of how the second half of the fight goes.
Spoilers.
And we'll see. Oh, spoiler tag. You've been warned. But it's a good insight of how things could work later
Alright,
on.
so we're gonna get rid of these two. We're gonna get Kirby out. Keep the yellow Kirby.
Oh. What Hal's gonna do?
I think
as
we're
we
gonna.
see,
I think we're gonna go for
there's
early hit.
yellow. Ooh.
All right, Hyver, give me number 3 through 8.
Give me an early 6.
6. Okay.
I want it to be lower, but I gotta play the odds here.
Let's go with 4. Now, Hal is using Kirby for the super ability so that they can keep Wing. If this was 1P, you would have to have Wing kind of as a straight ability, and you have to grab onto the ability itself to not have it despawn. But luckily for 2P, we can have the luxury of using another Kirby to use these abilities instead of it being kind of scary.
Man. What is with this guy?
And we use the fish.
Wow. Wow.
And you can go for an early hit when the Grand Doomer comes up, like what Hal
That
just
was
did here.
that was horrible.
But you have to time it super duper well and just kind of pray that you actually hit it. And the more times you go for it,
Oh wait.
the more time you can lose. And what Hal just did here with spawning in the other characters, he's about to get a free 3 lives from them because they're going to be full HP now.
And I also got to
So-
see 4P dance.
If the unforgivable thing happens of Hal losing, falling into a pit in the next level, well,
Yeah, who would do that?
at least we won't game over.
All right, should we go with OG squad or should we go all Kirby's?
Hmm.
Freaking Meta Knight's just left over right now.
You can't just not have Meta Knight.
Only special
like-
occasions we go all Kirby's, and I feel like this is a totally understandable reason to go all 4 Kirby's.
Whoa. I think we need Meta Knight.
Okay, whatever.
Meta Knight carried us through 1-1.
And 3-3.
Think we need it.
3-4.
I think we need Meta Knight. Really do. How could you say no to Roy Daddy, dude? I'd say that this is one of the better levels in the game, in my humble
Yeah,
opinion.
you'd say.
I love 6-1. Music
I think-
also slaps.
I'm sorry.
Music's good. The movement is clean and crispy.
I'll give you that.
There's no bad things to say about it.
Okay, you're pushing it.
Now this is a canon section that you can skip. It's
But I'm not. Uh-oh.
what?
Okay.
You could
Yeah, you could,
truly want to,
but I'm not Shiro Kirby, so
but the movement's pretty risky sometimes. Even if you drop a singular input, you might in fact be cooked. So it's safer to go
Alright,
for
fast
the
second, please.
cannons.
Beautiful.
And this is why we love 6-1.
I missed it.
The reason why Hal is sliding a little bit is because I believe the straight up slide is faster than wing dashing when you have the invincibility candy.
Mm-hmm. So invincibility
having-
candy speeds up normal regular Kirby movement. It doesn't speed up like anything a copy ability does. Like if I were to flap with wing, it would still be the regular flapping speed. It wouldn't speed up at all. So and sometimes we just do regular movement.
Now, if Hal earlier we were talking about like frame 1 movements and making sure like, hey, if we hit the D-pad on frame 1 to be able to do
Okay, I didn't want to get you in so early.
wing dash,
All right.
we can get some quick time save,
Ah,
but we did not get that here.
Hybrid doesn't know about this.
With the zip?
So you can do a zip here. If you get it first try, it saves a tiny bit of time, but that room is normally
I did it for the relay
pretty-
funnies.
pretty quick to go through. So, but it's just another instance of where a zip can be viable. So like if there was, if the
We could go for the other
there
one.
was now, oh
What do you guys think? Should we go for the other one?
yes,
Yes?
yes,
Yes. Okay, we'll go for it.
If you're gonna go for that first one, you're not gonna go for the other one, I riot.
I leave. That little condor dive going upwards right there.
Save those frames.
Yeah. We're trying to have some peak movement here. We're trying to get some golds.
6-2's got some cool movement, but it's also a very scary, spoopy stage.
I disagree.
Oh.
That's another instance of where invincibility frames come in, where you can pass through something while after bonking on a character. This zip right here is a little weird.
Nice. That's crazy.
Nice.
Normally it doesn't. It is not first try.
It's not that
because
easy.
It's not that easy, but I think is it because of like the distance?
I think
Like
it's because of the
how far-
camera, personally. I find it more consistent when another player will walk to the other side and will span the length of the camera across the screen so it's bigger. Because most of the time, if you do get the zip, it'll teleport the other players back. But I think because we make the camera bigger and more wide, it doesn't make them teleport back. Thank you, Kane. Six three is fun. I like 6-3.
Another wind pushing you in a lot of spikes kind of level, so you want to find a little bits of time save you can with your dives without frickin' torpedoing into a set of spikes. There's also a tiny zip you can do here if you are so inclined. Hal's not going for it because it's kind of dumb.
Thanks.
It's like
kind of like the first zip you tried to do in the last level, or it's a little
Yeah, kinda dumb.
unnecessary.
it saves like 0.5 seconds if you get it first try, but so it's
That's also a one try kind of thing. Like, as soon as that starts going up, you can't do it again.
Also gotta watch out for these crash enemies, because again, you can dash through them, but if you get caught at the wrong time, so doing slides on the like little treadmill parts is kind of pretty optimal.
Alright, so we have a
Save.
double mini boss. Ooh, scary. Two of
Only
them.
double mini boss you see in any percent.
True.
In any percent.
If I can get this early hit, we're golden.
Moundo is the real annoying
Nice.
part because the spin we've seen a few times this run. Waddle D, or King D, I guess, in this case.
That's
pretty
Roy Do.
fine. Roy Do. Just... Oh, the French name stun me all every time. This room's funny because you don't hit the switch, so it's just a big freaking void, and you just kind of dash along it. The switch raises some platforms.
We have another damage boost
It
in
looks-
this room.
Yeah, damage boost off the enemy, so those you can go through those like piston spikes, which otherwise pop your ability.
This is
And
very
do a ton of
reminiscent
damage.
of 2-2, where we had the tiki,
Fire guys.
the fire tikis try to breathe fire on us in the vertical room. Very reminiscent.
Okay, let's
Very much like
sprint.
this. But that was a super clean level.
I'm still losing 3 seconds. I think it's
You don't
because
need
of
to
the command
spoil us
red.
like that. Probably.
No, 6-4 is fun. I like 6-4.
Yeah, no, 6-4 is a good level.
It's kind of cramped in the sewer section in the dark room coming up, so you need to be like kind of careful with your wing movement because otherwise
pulled a
you're
magic.
walking a lot.
You kind of gotta memorize the room if you want to go super fast in it. I feel like the first, like, right when you enter the level is the hardest part of the level itself.
I can see where you're coming from that.
Now, if Hal really wanted to, he could have grabbed the candle so that they could see.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
And
It's
so
also
that
just a little bit scary, so if you're a speedrunner like me that doesn't like the dark, you know, you take a little time loss, and it's... I'm not
And
much
you
of a
know-
survival horror guy.
you could, there might be a jump scare coming out. Surprise!
Don't worry for y'all watching though, we'll put jump scares in the timestamps in the comments
Aqua
below.
Galvaros jump scare.
Aqua Galvaros.
Oh no. Nope, we're good. Nope, we're not good.
I
We're
don't
not
know
good. We're
why-
not good. Okay, no, we're good.
There's just a big like people just love water Galvaros in this community.
He looks funny.
So it is in the Kirby speedrunning Discord. There's just a big water Galvaros emo, and there's a meme category Galvaros percent where it's just you have to find the first large water Galvaros and eat it, and then time ends. Which
Where's
is
the
too
one
boring.
Aston picture? The Galvaroses.
Just a fan favorite. People are wondering what the obsession is. Just a silly little guy, and we respect that. Hal being careful around this eel in particular.
He's a big boy. These are all big
It's
boys.
very
He's a-
easy to just break the blocks and then just get eaten
Cry.
by the eel.
Mm-hmm.
But if you take your time and just remember, don't go through the blocks right away. It's
Don't
not
be
that
dumb.
scary.
Yeah, there actually is a wing backup in 6.5, and 6.5 is a very cycle-based level where you can't really save large amounts of time anyways, but, you know,
No, even if
still
you
not great.
lost wing here, the most you'd lose because if you get wing right away,
At
because
most,
it's
like,
an enemy, you lose
10
like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Because you get fire right away in 6.5, so it's not that big of a deal. Not like I know, but
If you want to learn RTDL and you want to get a good time, the first step is just kind of get a run of this game where you can hold on to wing the whole time. And then as you continue to run it and improve, it's just about, like, you know, being riskier of your movement, faster boss kills. But that's kind of just how it works for any percent for
Oh,
this game,
uh-oh.
how you grind your PB down. Oh, that one recoil, Hal's still
okay,
going to
we're
be able
good.
to make this. Right. Yeah, you're lucky you have wing.
Woo.
If you had fire like you do in Hundo, I think even one bonk like that and you're too slow to make it. But with wing, you're just able to squeeze through. Thankfully.
you would not have made it if it was fire.
But yeah, this level is kind of like a big auto scroller with a lot of these crushing rooms, and then the only real time you save, and then even the first room is cycle based. So really, the only time you save is kind of in this upcoming room, and then in the second last one. So it's a pretty straightforward level, all things considered. You even have the wing backup with the burn on.
Wing.
coming up.
It's kind of a nice break after a very stressful world.
And
Because
then
there's a lot of things coming at you, a lot of ways to have a run get lost.
for sure. And this is the last level until World 7, which is only comprised of 3 levels, but they're all a bit longer and they're all a little bit scary. So, like Magic said, this is kind of an opportunity to chill a little bit. But having said that, you don't want to be not focused during these auto scroller sections. I've seen people get caught off guard. Losing wing this deep into the run is a huge frustration.
Please.
Especially at this point where I don't think you get wing like naturally back at all.
Until 7-3. 7-3. Like late 7-3 there is one. There's a few.
Yeah.
Yeah, but 7.3 is the last level.
Yeah.
We need it
You
for a
can-
couple more levels.
You can mix a few times in 7-2. Probably maybe some places in 7-1 as well, I think. But
7-1.
yeah, it's not.
I think so.
it's not ideal for sure. Like, mixing takes time. This is assuming you even get a first try. We've seen throughout this run. Maybe you get a first try, maybe you kind of get trolled and you're missing by one and you're just gonna, you know, it's
I get this one.
unreliable.
I was gonna say you should probably grab the 1-up. Not saying that you need it, but we were at 0 lives before, so.
I'm gonna take a nice walk.
You should grab the energy sphere for good luck.
Oh, sorry, I didn't grab it. Misclick, whoopsies.
Now this run will be covered in misfortune for the next 5 levels, 7 levels.
How dare you?
Hey,
Is
just
this on for a
saying.
quick message? Is there a time for a quick message about the charity?
Yeah, that's fine.
For sure.
All right. We do not have any new donations at the moment, but I do want to talk about our bid war. We still have a £10 tie between Game Boy Green and Trans Rights for the palette bid war in World of Horror. We will be closing that during the intermission after this run we have going on right now. So do get donating if you want to change the fate of that. We are raising money for Mind, the charity that ensure no one has to face a mental health problem alone.
The Game Boy Green one sounds pretty funny.
Yeah, I've seen the palette, and it literally is. I mean, Aneurysms posted it. The runner posted it in the chat. It is pretty much just the 2 colors for half an hour. So it would be kind of funny. I've seen all the palettes, and it is yeah, it's the entire screen pretty much. So yeah, it will make a big difference to the the visual feel of the run, definitely.
now I'll say this is probably a top 5 level in the game. And it's not number 5.
Done smooth, it's beautiful.
So
And
a
honestly-
lot of lava, a lot of fire pillars, eels, gordos, kind of the works. But you're this deep into the run, you just gotta kind of hold it together.
And there's a water Galbaros.
It's true, there is one.
For Galbros.
This level has it all.
That's Aqua Galbaros to you.
Hey,
Oh, there's also some damage boosting tech that we do in this room after the fight.
yes, the damage boost.
Oh my gosh. It looked like magic there for a second.
Oh my bro.
Okay. So we're going to be taking advantage of Wing's invincibility frames for this little dash right here. And then we're going to do damage boosting off of this guy. Sweet.
And if there was misfortune there, that room has an easy way to get Wing back with all the fire enemies.
We could mix, but mixing is for chuds. That was scary. Be a man, take fire. Oh no. All good, all good. We're gonna be doing a bowling pin bounce up here. Awesome bowling pin bounce.
We love giving. We love making our hearts race while being on the bowling pins.
It's true. Okay, I don't... Alright, whatever.
All in all, that was a pretty clean level. This world also has a very cool visual effect that's noticeable in the goal game. As we see after each level, the goal game background will change as we ascend through
Wait,
the
does it
level.
actually?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I don't pay attention in the background. I'm gonna be
We
killing
start-
these guys for some food, because I'm not quite full.
There's ice cream in this.
There we
section.
go. Well, I like curry more, so...
I guess.
Okay, that's not...
This part right here in this level with all the lies that come up and the magma balls, it could be a little dicey sometimes.
This ninja guy needs to go away.
So yeah, not a lot of actual time save you can go through. You're just trying to wait for the cycles and not accidentally touch fire.
Oh, I could've went for it. Never.
Let's not try to lose wing right now.
Good idea. Alright. This is a very vertical room. We're gonna be going for a fast cycle in this room. Okay, I bonked. Never mind.
No, we will. No, we will not. The fast cycle would entail not stopping at that second like moving cube part. You'd be able to go through and go right to the water section. But with the one bonk that Hal had, it would be not the most wise idea.
I would have gotten crushed by the moving things if I did try to go for it.
I wasn't gonna be the one to say it, but
It's alright. We're just telling our best friend Meta Knight.
we love Meta Knight. To go off of a limb. That fight was pretty bonkers.
Fight was super bonkers.
Unfortunately, that is the last bonkers fight of this game. We do get to see a special appearance of bonkers at some point, but the last bonkers fight. And if Hal did lose wing in this level, there's an easy wing opportunity right there of the ninjas in order to get it back.
But I did not lose wing.
No. Played like a stud and kept it the whole way through. Now, the backdrop for this level is one of the best ones in the game. I think the purples are super cool. And that we are truly getting closer and closer to space.
Whoa. That's crazy.
And at the goal game in this level, we'll see that it's going to turn pretty much all purple instead of it being closer to like all the volcano-y action.
Now that
we've
I
been
think about it,
seeing
I think you
last
are
two.
right.
I am right. The visuals are more stunning in the remake than in this game. But this game still looks very pretty.
For a Wii game?
Yes.
I guess this was a very late Wii game.
It's like 2010.
It's still late. Wii U was
No?
2013.
2011.
If HAL was, I don't. Are the
This game is 1 AH, by the way. They don't know what that means. Magic
do
does
not. If are the platforms in that room random on how they go, or is there a set order?
though.
Because
It's set order.
if HAL was quicker on the fight, the UFO boss could have fell into one of
Dubier.
the pits, and it would have went by super quickly.
Alright, this next room is really fun for wing expanding, so... Uh,
It's the Great Ascension.
cool.
Now this room right here is super cool.
It's really
As you can
bonkers.
see, with the spoiler warning down there, there's a mini boss, but we don't have to actually fight the mini boss.
There's garbage.
All the mini bosses come into play here, and they're all kind of hanging out, trying to stop Kirby. And we'll see special appearances from King Dews. We saw the garbage monster, the Aqua Gabberos,
Galbaros!
the
Bonkers!
Bonkers, enemies,
Yes!
UFOs, Sword Knight. That UFO can be a little bit tricky to get by sometimes, depending on how
And
whether
that-
he moves up or down.
How does your Wii game look on a scale of Mario Party 8 to Super Mario Galaxy? I'm more of a Wii Sports Resort. That's a good game.
Good job. Now look at the background. It turns more purple, trust. If you shot up more, it'd be more purple. But the set
Frame away of golding. Alright, we are in the final stretch of this run.
now, depending on who you are, depends on what ability you use. Some prefer wing for the next coming boss fights. Some prefer ninja.
I'm a wing connoisseur, because Shiro does it.
Ninja has ridiculous damage per second, but Wing is kind of nice for Landia for hitting the crown dragon, but it also saves a little bit of time in the lobby, which doesn't sound like much, but if the bosses are similar, then that lobby time save is kind of the difference maker, actually. It saves it like a few seconds.
Alright. I totally practiced Landia.
And as we saw with the arena, we kind of know how the Landia fight goes, where they split up, and that we need to focus on the crown Landia in order to get the most damage done.
What? I was like going through Landia and it wasn't doing anything. Alright, cool. Kind of a mid fight, but it's whatever.
Landia is one of the few instances of actual RNG in this game, so you also kind of just need to
Right now we're on like
hand your dealt.
low 140 pace. Now, not really much here. Just two very long rooms of a shooter, because Kirby games do that. I just have to
Yes,
not
they
get
do.
crushed.
Which sometimes it's harder than it looks. Of not getting crushed.
I was gonna say KTD reference. But...
What KTD reference? If anything, this is a Robobot reference
Oh yeah.
because of the jet sections. Oh man.
So unlike Arena, I don't have. I'm not gonna spawn 3 other Kirbys just for this boss. We are gonna spawn 1, and that's in the second phase. But for the first phase of the lore fight, we're just gonna be shooting regularly.
And why do we make that decision?
HP. If we try to do that all throughout the entire fight, we would probably die. Okay. So the reason why we do 2P on this fight in the later half is it's actually a quick kill. The ship has this really weird phase where it will try to go behind you and stuff like that. And with 2 players, we're able to do just enough damage to be able to skip it entirely. Alright, here we go. Meta Knight. Uh-oh. Okay. Whew. That was close.
Ooh, that was
close.
That had to have been like a couple of frames away. That's like the closest one I've seen. And then you lose like 10 seconds because they go off screen, so it's a big time save swing.
That had to have been like last frame because I missed the 2 button. I was like, uh-oh. Now, unfortunately, we have to give one of the characters the boot because we do need a Kirby for this fight. So who should we boot?
Boot Waddle D.
Okay.
Group Identity. Unfortunate.
Uh-oh. I don't want to fly with you. No, stop. Okay. Minor inconvenience. Stacks just go like that sometimes.
Now, as we recall, guys, we've seen this fight in the arena earlier, but we missed out on a key part that we'll see in a minute.
Alright, so we're going to get rid of Meta Knight and Daddy Do. We're going to keep green curbs out.
So this is a lot like the Grand Doomer fight, where we have to take another super ability.
Oh, wait. Chat. Left or right? Let's get some votes going.
I'm always a right lean or a right side spawn person.
We got 2 rights. 2 rights. 1 left.
I'll go left.
3
to
lefts.
the,
3 lefts.
I'll go left.
4 lefts. Alright, I'm sorry, writers, but it's looking like left.
I'll be a contrarian.
Is this gonna survive until stay middle? Alright, so we're gonna go left, so we gotta keep left. We gotta keep curbs on the left side of the screen. So Magalore has a 50-50 chance of spawning on either side, and we want to get the earliest hit, of course. So we're gonna try. Oh, let's see. Ah, I was right. You hate to see it. we're gonna get rid of Kirby's again. Now, as soon as we get into the second phase, we're gonna spawn all the players and then we're gonna start shooting. And time ends on the final hit. So, yeah. Let's see how this one goes. Hopefully the stack doesn't get messed up again. Alright.
Whoa, Magalore, what are you doing there?
Magalore, this isn't you.
Who's emoting on you?
Okay. Time ends now. GG.
Very good run. It's amazing to see how much time you can save just by using it.
Yeah.
More
Whenever events for this game happen, estimate has to go decently high because there's so much stuff that could possibly go wrong. Thankfully, I had a good run and nothing crazy bad happened.
The only thing that was a little scary was just the first mix.
Yeah, first mix was kind of slow and World 3 happened. We still got a 140, which is great.
Yeah, you played really well, got a lot of goals, and you destroyed the zips. Unfortunately, mixed stuff in a mistaken 3-4 is kind of like the average no reset experience of RTL.
Yeah, it happens. But I'm Hal. I run Kirby a lot. My Twitch, ALR, how it's on the title. Magic and Hybrid, they run Kirby too sometimes. Shout out to the speedrunning community. Shiro Kirby, Aeropause, and big shout outs to Dark Ryolu and Geo. They don't run this game, but you know, like, gotta shout some people out. And that's all for me.
Alright, thank you so much for that run. We will be back very soon with World of Horror Archivist, and we do still have that bid war going on. We're going to keep it open for a few more minutes, so if you want to change the outcome, we're still at £10 for Game Boy Green, £10 for Trans Rights, 0 for Gothic, Samhain, or Vaporwave. Maybe if someone wants one of those, that could get donated for as well. Otherwise, it's going to go to Runner's Choice between the two winners. So if you want to see that change, get your donations in. Otherwise, we'll be back in a few minutes for that run. So we're going to go to a quick intermission. Stick around.